Hello, everybody. I hope you've been having a fantastic day. And, well, if you haven't, this is certainly going to make it. This game is a very memorable game, one of the best games that I played in a very long time. And this game basically has everything, right? If you were to look at this map, you were to look at the potential, and I know there's some creative minds watching, you're probably going to think of some of the things that we see in this game. Now, fair warning, we don't see absolutely everything. Magyars and Ethiopians do have somewhat of limited tech, but it was a fun game I played on Mega Random. Now, fair warning, because I don't know when you're watching this. Most people, most of my views on videos are within a couple days of upload, and then videos die. But hey, in the off chance that this video continues to get views months and months after upload, I am still a little bit sick right now. And it's a really weird thing where, like, I'm fine until I'm not, and then I just have these coughs that come up. So I'm getting past it, but I really don't. This game is so good. I really don't want to wait. So if there is the occasional cough, I can only apologize for, the human body being weak and vulnerable. So what do we have here? So here I am. I am playing as the Ethiopians in the blue. And then we have Emil, who's a very aggressive player from Denmark. Very fun player to play. He doesn't like to play. Well, let me backtrack. He does play quite a bit of Arabia, like a lot of aggressive high-level players do. But he also bans it from time to time. At least that's what I gather. And maybe, or at least favorites Mega Random. So I have played Emil on Mega Random many times as well. This particular generation, you start with a lot of resources, which is part of what's going to make this game different than your average game. We have quite a bit of geese here. And then you've got 3 boars and then 2 berry areas. And we're going to call that the Barria. Or that's right, the berry area, the Barria. I am a little perturbed, though, because there's 2 berries right next to each other. So this guy can build 1 mill for 2 berries. Not cool. Meanwhile, I've got to build 2 different mills. He can just build 1. Not... the berry is not fair. Yeah. Anyways, okay, don't click away. Don't click away. I'm sorry. I just couldn't help myself. So, there's also a lot of water on the map, on the outsides. What I find with Mega Random is very frequently there could be water, but there's not a ton of fish. So my thinking was, especially because I wasn't in like the most try-hard mood ever. I was like, hey, let's experiment a little bit, and let's see if he docks, and let's not really dock ourselves. And I'm already thinking about that as I'm trying to get some scouting intel to see what's going on the map. I actually really like it when there's maps that don't have a lot of deer or maps where there's a lot of food, because then you are incentivized to actually use your scout, which I think is a really important thing. And in hindsight, I didn't actually see that villager. Oh, no, I take it back. I do remember that villager leaving, and that made me think, oh, he might drop a mill. But then the villager was, like, walking back and didn't drop a mill, and that's kind of important because, like, basically you decide between a mill and a dock. And I was curious on if he was going to dock, and I just thoroughly am checking here. Now I'm going to pop this up near the mini-map. There's 35,000 gold available on this map, which is quite a lot. I know it's more than a normal game, like a normal Arabia game. I don't know how much more. It might not be that substantial. I could probably do the math. It looks like the starting golds next to the TCs here is pretty much the resources you would have associated with your base in an Arabia game. Everything's much closer, obviously. But then there's a lot of extra gold tiles out here. So usually I think there's a total of 6 neutral golds. Here there's 6. Here there's 8. Here there's another 6. So yeah, a lot more gold to work with here. And not only that, there's a lot more stone, it seems like. And then there's also a decent amount more relics. So yeah, just lots of resources to work with here. And so kind of put you in my frame of mind. I'm still looking. I'm like, what's going on? He didn't dock yet? Because I really expected him to dock. And I was kind of toying with the idea of docking later. But I wasn't necessarily going to dock if he didn't dock. Because this is well past the point where fishing is really worth it. And I was very thorough and finally found his dock. He was very sneaky with that. And so now I know, okay, he's going to fish. So my plan's fast castle. Ethiopians get plus 100 food, plus 100 gold when they get to the next stage, which is very nice. Small detail here. I started to leave with my Vil. From what he sees that my villager was just quick walling theirs to not be attacked. But what I do is I sneak out with this vill because that villager has a plan. Yeah, that's right. I'm a man with a plan. I mean, I know he's got a dock. From his perspective, he might be thinking the same thing right now. He might be looking around for my fish. Maybe checked over here, didn't see anything. Maybe checked over here. Now, I encourage you to pay attention to the resources collected because this is a scenario where we have a player who's docked versus a player who doesn't dock. And when I'm casting games, I didn't dock and fish. Okay, there's my dock. And when I'm casting games, I'm very frequently stressing the importance of fish. And the main thing is like, we have the same amount of vills right now, but then he also has 5 working fishing ships. So he just has more units bringing in resources, right? Now, in theory, in my case, I'm saving more resources for other things. I can maybe be a little bit faster to castlage with this, but the reality is, I think you should always add some fish. How much you want to commit to the water long term, I'm not sure, but I like what he's done. And I was kind of hoping that he would go for scouts or something, because he's Magyars. So I was thinking, like, we're going to surprise him, we're going to kill his fish, and then we are going to be walled. But he's done a really smart thing here. He could see I'm already walled. So he's actually planning to go for a bit of a fast castle as well. Man, now that I see his base, again, very jealous. Very jealous of the barrier. But his scout is looking around, maybe to see if I have docked. And meanwhile, I'm doing something that no one seems to do with the Ethiopians. It's wild to me. And I'm building outposts. The outposts don't cost stone. You also get lots of extra vision. So I figured, like, eventually my plan is to come to the middle with a big push. I had been working on a certain style, just practicing a certain style, which I'll explain. And vision is going to be very important here. And yeah, so I'm just going to, get vision there for now. He is still looking around, and he's going to be like, what in the world? He hasn't docked? Has T90 gone stupid? T90 knows how important docks are. I don't know. Maybe he thinks I've always been stupid. He's always been a nice guy. He's got a smiley face in his name. I don't think he thinks I'm stupid, but he certainly hasn't seen a whole lot to go off of. And so, I come over here with this scout, and now I'm trying to see what he's doing. I love this game. It's a great scouting game, right? This is what the game's all about. Informed decisions. I saw he had a range. Now, I was thinking that maybe he thought I would go fast castle crossbows here, and that he was going to go skirmishers with that. He has the food income from the fish. He's pretty safe otherwise. I felt like maybe some skirmers would make sense for him. And meanwhile, I've just got all this vision over here. And his scout has checked, sees the blacksmith market, which indicates a fast castle. He has no reason to check here. The reason I docked here is because I didn't want him to know that I was going to fight on water, because then he might make some navy. Honestly, it's kind of sad to see this. But, I mean, he's going to pretty much be finished with this fish by the time I get over there. But he's collected more resources than me. However, I'm a minute faster to castlage, and I do get to see what he's up to as well. And here he comes with the scout. And he's going to come try and deal with this. And I want to check his scouting pattern here. Yep, it just clicks over to attack my scout and happens to see the docks, and now he kind of knows. Now he queues up a fire galley. So that's why the dock had to be sneaky, right? If he would have seen it early, he would have been able to react. And, well, I'm applying some pressure. I'm getting the war galley upgrade so I could pretty much finish off those fish. And then he's sending a villager over here and just happens to wander into my outpost, my house as well. So he knows there might be a villager around. Now, he's done a smart thing here. There's a lot for me to pay attention to. He's pulled this fishing ship away. You never want to chase that. That's what they want. So I have to continually retask my ships. His scout has noticed this and is going to then come and look for, the reason behind that. And now notices it again. And he added a fire galley. He's adding another fire galley. I'm upgraded, though, on water. And we're going to still continue to work away on killing off this fish. So he's looking around. I find his vill, and I could see that trouble was coming. So still trying to fight on water. Have to get the quick wall down. There we go. And, yeah, so I'm still just trying to keep this vill alive. And then in the end, we're slowly killing off the fishing ships. That's pretty much non-factor for him. He's invested into defense as well, and we pretty much won the position, which is really nice. And the villager is protected. So, A lot has happened, right? A lot has happened. A lot will continue to happen. My scout thankfully able to be saved. But I see he's making cav archers. So, I went for the siege workshop to defend from these cav archers because I know he's going to be applying pressure. Now, hindsight being 2020, the siege workshop was actually too early. The walls would have protected from the cav archers. I think that actually, since we're always talking about timings at this level, I think the second town center should have come first. I think that's my advantage with the faster uptime. Killfish, add the TC. He's going for the archer ranges, so it's a bit more investment there. But anyways, I want to see what he's doing over here now, because my villager... Oh, no, I'm trying to save the vill. I forgot about this guy. So anyways, just click my scout over. He sees me with the cav archers. The scout goes down. I'm trying to protect this vill with the fire galley, and he brings over a scout. So really well played from him. He's so fast, man. Like, he's seriously fast. Really talented player. But, so what's the difference between our situation? So obviously, I've got a bit of water control, which can matter. I've made a demo somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Yeah, I'm hoping to hit some stuff. And there's actually, okay, this, man, I'm actually so pumped to show you guys this. So watch this. I know he has the monastery, and I was hoping to snipe the monk with the demo or the fire, okay? So I wonder if it's possible to see upon rewatching it. Okay, so I don't want to go in too early. And so I start to go in with the demo, but then I'm like, can't see it, can't see it, can't see it. Now I can go. And, oh, I brought the demo this way because I suck. Okay, well, basically, yeah. You see I go back? Okay, so that's funny to me. I don't know if you guys think that's funny. You guys could just like the video and out of sympathy if you don't think that's funny and you think I'm stupid, but that was like an instance where I really wanted to get value from this demo. Now, he sees the demo. He's going to try and micro that demo down. I absolutely do not want to use a demo against a weak cav archer. That's almost near death. And I'm on 2 TCs. He's on 2 TCs as well. And he's coming forward with siege, which I didn't know about because I lost my scout. And he gets really good engagements here. Like, really good engagement. This is all falling apart for me. All my siege defense is going down. I need a big moment. If I don't get the big moment, there could be some problems. And we get the moment and the attack rounds to make this a game. That was a beautiful moment. I really needed it. And suddenly, at least if you look at resources destroyed in the bottom left, I've destroyed a lot more than him still. And things are still somewhat fine. So 2 town centers for him. He hasn't transitioned into farms quite as quickly as me, which is a good thing for me. And so I want to take you back to kind of my plan. Because what I have not done is taking control of the middle. Now, I didn't realize how many relics were here. He's already got 3. He's going to snag 4. He's likely to snag more than that. I think there's 8 total on the map. So I need to fight back for map control. But, you know, I've been practicing with a style which is very simple, I would say, but I think very effective recently. And the style is boom, like basically turtle. And then you push out with enough military to protect a position, and then I drop a castle there. So that was my thinking already. My thinking is we go like mini boom. We then leave because I'll have the vision from the outposts. We drop a castle, and if you have a castle close to where they're set up, it could be really strong. A fire galley there kills a cav archer. He has kind of found it difficult to do a lot of damage with the cav archers he has. And here I am dropping TC number 3. But I'm already on stone, already thinking about what I said, which is gain a position. And normally you want a hill. So this is just the perfect hill. Like, perfect scenario for me. And I can see him coming from a mile away. Resources collected. He's still 1,000 ahead. But, you know, we have more villagers than him. We have had pretty good upgrades. And we have the 3rd TC a little bit faster. So not a bad situation. I did miss that my fire ship got converted here, which is a bit of an issue. And he's going to get relic number 5. So I am behind, but I've got a plan. And we'll see if the plan works out. Now, this is where I'm really thinking about pushing the middle. His cav archers come over, see the siege, get hit by the siege, and back away. So from my perspective, I know he's set up here with the siege workshop somewhere. I don't want to run into all that. So I'm thinking maybe I build up for this hill. That's kind of my goal. Because oftentimes what happens, guys, is like when a player has this position, they want to expand elsewhere to the other areas. And if he starts to drop TCs or buildings there, and I end up pushing him in that area, well, before you know it, I have another castle here maybe, and then I could push his main base. So that was kind of the thinking. This large wood line is a problem. And this whole situation that you are about to see, I want you to recognize it's not my finest moment, okay? It's not. And I played like 7 games over the last 2 days that were pretty decent and I could have casted for you. However, I decided to show you this moment, okay? So I just want you to, before you make jokes, I want you to understand that I chose to bring this to you. Check this out. I'm about to drop the castle. I've got 2 mangonels. He's got 7 cav archers, of which are all weak. I've got fires. I've got demos. Life is good. So I'm like, yeah, we're good. Drop the castle. And the castle's gone. I just lost 650 stone. So this is what happens, right? So, actually, I didn't kill my own castle, right? I'm pretty sure he stopped. I mean, this is just unlucky, right? I grab the villagers. I place the castle. And this villager hits the castle a little bit. So now it's on 12 HP, but she's basically dead now, right? Because she backs away after getting hit. And that, no, not my own. I thought he killed it before I came in to cast this. No! I killed my own castle? Oh, God. Okay, well, that's got to be the title of the video. And now I'm dying because I'm still sick. Oh, my God. I thought his cav archers did it. Yikes. Oh, I honestly, I'm really thinking about not uploading this now. I didn't know it was going to be that bad. I thought it was just a good play from him. Turns out it was just an absolute disaster play for me. As my mangonels were set to attack ground, maybe hit the cav archers. The cav archers weren't even there. Disaster. So that's bad. Okay? Not my finest hour. We'll continue. Good nerdy micro from him. And he should know as well what just happened. And he continues to somehow just micro down everything here. And I was extremely annoyed because like this whole build up, it's to get the nice resources for Imp to have the castle and then to click up, right? Like if that castle's up right now, those 7 or 8 vills are on the gold. I sell off my extra wood. I idle my TCs. I click up to Imp. The Imp timing's everything here. And now I'm like, well, I don't have enough stone for a castle. Can't really justify buying one. So I guess we're just going to TC on that hill. And, you know, things change. God, I didn't know I killed my own castle. I genuinely thought that his cav archers did it. And I think his cav archers could have done it. But it was definitely my siege. Yikes. Okay, so I snagged 2 relics. He's got 6. His 6 relics have brought in 1,000 gold already. And this is fallen into the category, at least from my perspective of, well, I should lose this game. At this point. That happens, you lose a castle, which is just so critical. 650 resources down the drain. Especially when the whole Imp plan was based around having a castle. Okay, this is a loss. And when I fall into a situation, bro, you got to calm down. Tristan, thank you. When I fall into a situation where I think it's a loss, sometimes I play my best games. Because it's like, I should be dead. YOLO, baby. Let's go crazy. And let's see what we can accomplish here. So, you know, the plan initially, as we land a big shot there, was to go for castle, trebs, archers. And that's still the plan here. Do have to defend my hill, though. Able to convert a cav archer and kill his siege. And this is a really bold position for him to push through. Fortunately for him, I suck. So, as we previously established, I'm just not good at the game. And not good with mangonels, at least. And he's able to get away. Now, he's on the way up, but you know, he's starting to expand towards the middle. And I was thinking that I wanted to push this area, right? But it's just so tricky. Like, I'm really low on numbers. I only have 2 archers. I'm still behind on all the upgrades. This is the problem when you go the entirety of a game without making a unit and then try and make it on the way to imp, it just takes a lot of time. And so I kill off the fire ship that, you know, was converted earlier. His scouts can run into my base, maybe see what's up. But yeah, the plan here is just arbalest, arbalest, arbalest. And again, if you're having a bad time, sometimes you just want to kind of go for your strongest unit. Don't try and mix. And that was my thinking. Because if you're up against Magyars, you might want to go for like Halb and arbalest. I just didn't think I had the resources. So yeah, my outposts are still giving me some vision over here. So I know he is over here. And there's still lots of potential for this map. And because I feel like I'm behind, because I think I'm going to have the better imp timing, I'm going to try and push the whole Treb idea again. This would be my second castle at this point. Realistically, what I would have probably done if the other castle was here, I would then castle push here and try and push his main base. And so, yeah, here I go. And I see he's going for Cav. So, I don't know why I was thinking this, but I was thinking, like, maybe he doesn't have the gold. Like, maybe he doesn't have the gold to go for, you know, any expensive units. I mean, he really doesn't have the gold banked up anyways. He does have the relics. Yeah, we're really trying to force the issue here. And the light cav that got into my base was attacking some things, so I kind of knew he was on light cav already. I definitely recall having a moment saying, how did he just get in here? But if you were paying attention, you saw he ran in here. And I have this open because I sent the villagers out there. So, really trying to force the issue here. Magyars get the attack upgrades for free, which is quite strong in these scenarios. But it's still just light cav. It's not Cavalier, it's not Paladin, it's not Cav Archer that Magyars are good at. Now, you're going to see a lack of fear from my position. And you have to have a lack of fear in these types of scenarios. You just have to be forcing the issue all the time. Initially, I was thinking of maybe making some trebs here. But I just felt like I needed all my numbers first. So I wouldn't lose the siege. And I mean, he's producing out of these stables. We're picking off units as he produces. We avoid his siege there. We're pushing his TC. We're seeing farms here. I mean, this is a lot of damage. And he's still trying to do what I always say when I'm casting, right? It's like, if there's a position that's really awkward for him, he should be trying to avoid that position and force the issue at my base. And I'm going to do my best to avoid that as much as humanly possible. So, I guess technically could have known he had a castle over here. My plan was to go bombard cannons with my archers. But I've got to send all my army home just because of 5 or 6 units, and he runs away because of that. And he's masked up some trebs. He's got a nice little hill there as well. So this castle, I mean, if I wasn't distracted, honestly, if this army, maybe I should have just avoided it and just built more houses. Because if I could have ran through here, I actually think I could be taking out the trebs. But he was patient. By the time I get my army back over, I'm going to be down a castle. And now he's on Hussar. So he's got those 6 relics. His eco is still pretty much untouched. And the Hussars are coming. And they only cost food. But I was still behind on a lot of upgrades. And now I have Arbalest in. And Ethiopian Arbalest faster fire than any other Arbalest. So I'm thinking, there's a chance he can't really kill my army. He can kill everything else, but he can't kill my army right now. He doesn't have a unit that can do it. And I am in full do not want to worry about my base mode. Like, I built this tower earlier because he was attacking some houses. I want to push. But I didn't have trebs anymore because I didn't have a castle. So I'm going to do something that makes you guys happy and made me very happy in the moment. And make a cannon galleon. Which is sick. I mean, look at this map. You can use the cannon galleon from the shoreline. You could range almost everything. Really need to find a hit to his eco, ideally. But now I want to protect this cannon galleon. And so still waiting to get some upgrades. Starting to place a castle here. This protects this position. And I'm wondering, does he have anything here? So I said at the start, we see a lot of things. We've seen Cav Archers. We've seen Siege. We've seen Cannon Galleons. We've seen Arbalest. We've seen Hussar. Now we see Shotel. Because I noticed that this is happening and I want to push this. And I've got 50 Arbs. Still have not really lost many Arbalest. Which is amazing for me. And it'd be really gutsy. I never want to leave these cannon galleons. So I'd still prefer to have Trebs, right? So I could move inland, but this is such a juicy area of eco to push. So I go over here. I was trying to deny this with some show tells and arbs. I got real desperate. I shift queued them all into different villagers. He's bringing more vills, though. And so I'm realizing this is where it's all going to go down. This is where I need to focus. And unfortunately for me, I mean, we have not done a lot of damage to his eco. And he has really harassed us a lot with these hussars. Like, mobility is so important. And the way you beat mobility is you have a push that is so strong through the middle that they have to fight it. They have to. So I'm thinking I need bombard cannons now. Bombard cannons or my own Trebs to push. The cannon galleon's going to try and loop around. But, I mean, these Trebs can only be hit by cannon galleons over on his side. So it's going to take me some time to get over there. Still kind of felt like with this many arbs, things could be good for me. Yes, his hussars are cheap. But these arbalests have been shredding. But it's a lot of focus, right? And he's trying to raid, and I'm dropping castles in my base just so those raids aren't an option. I think if I was casting it, I'd say maybe that's a castle you want with the push, but I'm not exactly pushing, right? If I was taking his castle down, I'd obviously drop a forward one. But this castle is just because I'm sick and tired of having to send units back. I mean, I've got 9 arbalests back here. I just want to be able to focus here. And my poor cannon galleons. I mean, they're so cool, but they're so helpless now. And now I have to choose between a Treb and the cannon galleons. And he's now switched into Cavalier, and Cavalier are a whole lot stronger than the Hussar. And he certainly banked up the gold for it. But again, I've got 50 Ethiopian ARPs. Not quite fully upgraded, but I've still got resources to work with. I still have 100 plus vills. I still have some relics. I still have gold income. And it's going to try my best to just get a couple random units into his eco on this side. But still, the priority is pushing here. So, here we go. I mentioned earlier that Emil is a big nerd. You could see he was dodging some of those shots. I'm forced to hit and run here. I don't know what's best. I think, like, maybe in some scenarios, it's best that I just let my units sit and focus on other things. But I was trying to micro them. And again, it's the beauty of Cap. Just send it in. Don't have to stress about it too much. And he's finding value. He's finding my Treb. But still, he's tossing away a lot of army. And I want you to pay attention to the army count at the top. The most I've ever been at is 50 arbs. I'm at 45 now, so I did lose some. But he's not over 20 Cavalier. And his resources aren't that insane. Because Cavalier are costly, right? Is attacking a house there to break into my base. I'm like vacating my base to take the wood out here. And I'm slowly building up bombard cannons. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing that I'm producing from here. I've got to garrison my TCs. This is one of those things in the moment you think, oh, I have a castle in my base. I'm fine. And then realistically, a lot of your eco's still exposed. But I'm still pushing here, guys. And we're making progress. His Cavalier going down. His Treb's going to go down. And suddenly, I've got some breathing room here. I could potentially push, start to take out this castle, start to take this golden stone. I'm in this because I'm up to 60 Arbalest. He's going to have to be really creative to deal with it. And I'm excited. Because score lead is a big thing in these games. Sometimes, like, players will recognize that the score doesn't mean much. But here, it really meant a lot to me. Because I felt like I really had a chance. Now, there, what I tried to do is pull my bombard cannon behind my arbs and click my arbs to block. But unfortunately, I blocked my own bombard cannon. So that's a waste. That gives him a little bit more time. With that time, he's going to go for Onager now. A big Onager shot can kill all my arbs. But bombard cannons can take out those Onagers too, if the micro is right. Sorry if you heard a phone notification. My bad. This is something I think more people need to do. It's probably not the wisest thing with Palisades. But I think, like, building a bunch of gates and creating random choke points for range units is really strong. And I didn't want him to dive and take the bombard cannon again. Now, at least he has to go for my gates. And yeah, he's going for Onager. He's going for Siege Engineers. And I am massing more demos. See, yeah, we walled this up so he can't run through here anymore. He would then have to run around this way. So we've made it really awkward for him. And since I already have the range tech, I thought, why not go for more range in more Navy? There are times where you tech switch into maybe Halbs. This didn't feel like one of them. I don't have the food eco. It just simplifies your game plan to send everything on the wood, everything on the gold, and make things that cost wood and gold here. So he is Onager now. Crazy. I mean, Magyar is going Onager. They're not the best siege civ ever. It's just not something you really expect. Finally getting more bomber cannons over here. Now I see he is running this way, guys. The vision from the outposts and Town Watch really paid off for me. From his perspective, he sees the cannon galleons. He knows I've got my big army here and I've gated it up, right? So he's Onager cutting here so he can run through, which is really smart. And he kills my cannon galleons over there, and he's trying to decide on what to do. That's what bomber cannons can do. We notice it, we attack around it. Progress still continuing. I see the Onagers there. I now have galleon. I'm about to have 20 of them. So ships have a lot of HP and a lot of range. Could be really strong here, but he's 90 seconds away from Paladin. Repairing this castle to keep it up. My bombard cannon number finally growing, and I feel comfortable enough to drop this castle, and boom, another attack round. But check it out. He can fight the main death ball, right? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Boom! Gate! And we have some demos, people! I mean, if that army got into my wood line, say goodbye, villagers. But suddenly, most of the cav go down. I've got the galleons here as well to clean it up, and I could still push. He drops the 11 in chat. He's laughing about it. He respects it. Maybe he can't believe that just happened. And these villagers are just move. They're just like, follow the army, right? Need resources? Okay, take resources next to the Arbalest. That's the only place you could take resources. And suddenly I've got Navy. And like Navy could be really strong. Seemed like the Arbalest number I have in the middle was good enough against Cavalier. Now he has Paladin, though. Paladin with Onager. Trep goes down. Castle's about to go down. I find some more gold. I still have plenty of wood. This Paladin's super annoying. I remember being annoyed by this Paladin. I was not happy about that Paladin. Good job from him. And now we start to you know, circle around. Because think about it. Like wood, farms, eco. Like so much is exposed and can be killed off by that Navy. This castle is so critical. It helps, gives me that extra layer of protection. And so I'm still thinking I have to push, right? I still have to hit the rest of his eco. But it's really nice to have this Navy doing the damage it is over here. But what I didn't know is that he had like 150 villagers at this point. So killing off 15, 20 villagers isn't the worst thing for him. And I still need to keep enough Navy here to command some respect, right? Now, I did check at one point if Ethiopians got heavy demo, and I didn't see that they did. And my Navy patrols here for a bit into the castle fire, which is not so good. And here he comes. I found out that Paladins are actually still pretty good against Navy. So I did bring my arbs back over. But that's also because he's not pushing this castle. If he's pushing this castle, it commands the respect of my arbs all the time. And here he goes. I backed away. I'm making a cannon galleon now to deal with this castle. Remember this moment in the game. Remember this moment right here, okay? So we're going to go back to 54 minutes. And he just goes right through my Navy, right into my main eco. I've got TCs. I've got castles. I'm still trying to defend all this. And still thinking about a push, but you can tell I'm distracted. That raid has me garrisoning my life away. And my bombard cannons just wheeled too far away. I'm trying to do what I can, like into the castle, out of the castle to protect them. End up losing one. End up losing two bombard cannons. Pretty big deal there. Can't be losing bombard cannons like that. Especially when I'm kind of running out of resources here. Now, I also lose a cannon galleon, unfortunately. But my galleons are going to kill off some paladins, and I've now found some farmy eco from him. So we kind of postpone the idea of taking out this castle. We've got this. Now, I want him to have to engage against this navy. He just continues to pick off eco. Crazy. Like, Onager cutting again. And now he's got Onagers here with paladins. When have you seen Onager and paladin against Arbalest? There we micro a little bit against the Onagers. Here I have to back away with my galleons. My base is wide open to the middle. Who cares? I don't have villagers there anymore. Now I have to push. Now it feels bad. I'm realizing that my galleons aren't actually doing a good enough job to kill off paladin. So I'm desperately adding demos, and now we got to push. So I end up trying to like loop up my galleons with my arbs. My 62 arbs, guys. Is that enough as he goes for a big, massive paladins? He's actually running low on gold, funnily enough. Like, he's got 50 on gold. The only gold remaining on the map is, like, right here. 3,000 gold remaining. And I'm right up in his business. Like, I said, you have to have a snowball that commands respect so he can't raid you. That's what this is. Again, excuse me. My mute button also doesn't work, so hopefully the coughs aren't too loud. But, just getting real excited here. I'm running low on gold. I do have wood. That's fine. I've got 50 units here. Man, I would have loved a demo or two in this group. Honestly, I would have loved to just have heavy demo as a tech. Arbalest kind of patrol awkwardly there. I probably was reacting elsewhere. That wasn't the best. The paladin's trying to surround me. The Arbalest are slow. I'm trying to create a choke point. He runs in front, though. So he blocks me off, and I've got 40 Arbalest. I've got 34 Arbalest, 30 Arbalest, 28 Arbalest. And guys, I can't send more reinforcements in. I have to keep them in the ranges because he's here. This whole group is getting hit over here. More paladins come in from him on this side. And we'll clear up villagers. They'll clear up my cannon. And I've gone from 180 pop down to 100. Just everything, unfortunately for me, just dies. Just as he runs out of his last gold tile. 40 gold remaining. Crazy. It's like if I had a little bit more. If I had, you know, an extra demo hit or two. Maybe then he's unable to replenish paladins. Because I feel like if it was Hussar, Hussar wouldn't have been enough. That was clear. Once I had like 30, 40 arbs before Hussar wasn't enough. But Paladin, just simply so much stronger. So much more attack, so much more HP. So I did know, like, I still got some arbs. It's been a crazy game. I've got score lead. 30 arbs is nothing to laugh at. He hasn't pushed this castle yet. So, like, I could still kind of chill. I also have this cannon galleon, which I had to pay attention to. I'm rather proud of that, by the way, that I knew to pay attention to this and did pay attention to it. That's a funny sight. So just kind of park that guy there for now. He's got 0 on gold now and has to shift back into Hussar. But I've got 50 vills. 50 vills is not good enough. Micro, decent enough there. It's going to be tough for him to make more onagers. He still has 145 vills. He's got 76 on wood. But all those villagers are right here. If I can kill off the paladins, maintain an arm mass, this could be one of the craziest victories I've had. The monastery is an issue, because that's my only way of getting gold. Now I don't have the relics anymore. This, not so much of an issue, I guess. Like, I'm trying to send more vills here to the farms. But, I mean, I don't have much to lose here. Any food I do have, I'm just sending to the farms to get more food income long term. And I'm still just trying to pop back up. Still don't quite have the mass to be able to command respect, as I've been saying a lot in this cast for whatever reason. Could have maybe preemptively made a demo there, which I did not. I'm going to make a couple now. He runs away from the hill, and he's dropping a castle here. Crazy castle to drop, in my opinion. I knew that if this castle went up, that I'd have big problems because he probably would have siege behind it. And he's essentially using, because my Arbalest are strong enough, he's using the castle as protection. Now, I have to deal with that. Sort of kind of think I'm dead. Trying to back away. I'm like, I have a choke point that's good for me. Oh, wait, that's not good for me. And I try and garrison here. And the units are blocked. So they can't garrison. And then I delete the house, but it's too late. The arbs go down. And the GG's called. A crazy game here. He made 194 paladins. I made 184 arbalest. He just had so much gold. And I think what Emil did a really good job of this game was making it awkward for me and just making it difficult. I always had some random units to deal with. He did a really good job making it messy. And you look at the resources collected, and it's hard to believe that this game was even close. But, I mean, the resources destroyed is something that I don't really talk about as much. And that's now at the bottom left. So I destroyed 57,000 resources. He destroyed 38K. So that 20K difference was huge. It was just, unfortunately for me, I just couldn't continue to make arbalest. Now, I said 54 minutes, right? I remember that I said this was the moment of the game, but I don't remember why. Okay, so I think here, I'm trying to push over on this side, and I actually wonder what happens if I just run right into the heart of his eco. Because I end up, like, moving forward again, which, of course, is understandable. This is where I have a castle and whatnot. But actually, and it's always easier said than done, but I wonder if I should have just gone here. Like, right in towards the middle. I would have probably done it if I had enough stone for a castle. I don't know. Maybe I would have castled here. But with good enough micro, again, easier said than done. If the onagers don't land their shots, maybe I take him off that gold. Maybe I take him off that stone. And then maybe he can't make quite as many paladins. But honestly, guys, a lot of this does come back to losing the castle. If that first castle was up, the second castle would have been in a better position. It just would have been a better game for me. I never had a good castle spot here, or a lot of castles expanded around the map. So I think that was the main thing. And, you know, it happened, and you guys are probably going to remind me of it for a long time. But hey, I hope you thought this was a good game. 440 kills for us, or me, I guess, 390 deaths. Economically, he just killed it. I couldn't believe it. When at the end of the game, when I saw that he had 7K gold from relics, I was like, what? Because I didn't know there were quite that many. But he had more map control, man. He had more map control. He had more vision in the middle. I tried to get as much vision as I could with the outposts, but it was really Emil who controlled the middle of the map this game. So, yeah, fun game. Hope you guys enjoy. As I said at the start, trying to get back healthy. And, you know, unfortunately, I had what I believe was COVID, and then I've just got this tickly, annoying cough that's stuck. And for those that have been worried, a couple people have said some things on socials because I haven't streamed for a bit. I appreciate that, you know, the worry and whatnot, but it's not like I'm, you know, in bed all day. It's just, I feel pretty much fine. The problem is if I talk for a long time, it is just not good for me right now. And it can be rather awkward. And even if I'm at 90%, despite the 90 in my name, I don't feel official until I'm 100. Like, if it's an inconvenience, if it feels awkward for me to cast for long periods, the motivation kind of dips. So I'm trying to build back up my energy, my stamina, and even now getting a little bit raspy, so I'm going to cut it short. But gonna aim. Videos should be up every day from here on out. It's just, unfortunately, some things might be missed as far as, like, long-term streaming and whatnot. Or long streams. We'll see. I don't know. I am scheduled to go live tomorrow. Not that you guys care. A lot of you guys just watch on YouTube. But again, we'll just see what my body says. So, apologies for not having excellent games like this every day. But hey, I'm going to say this. Obviously, I try and aim for an upload a day. But I'm going to just say that while that is still the case, I've got like 3 or 4 banger recorded games saved. Bangers, right? This was a semi-banger. I feel like I should never say those words in conjunction again, but we got full-on bangers coming to you guys soon, once I, you know, sit down and get the cast. We got some epic comebacks, crazy strategy and some epic plays. Can't wait to show them with you. I'm going to shut up now. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the likes and comments and support. And I'll see you in the next one.